Good afternoon for all the participants. Welcome to Onduline Green Roof Award 2023 launching ceremony. Can we have a round of applause or virtual applause in your Zoom account? I would like to know where is exactly you guys came from. Can you write down the country name in the comment section below so we know that maybe participants from all over Asia have joined this Zoom meeting? Okay, let's see if there are several participants from all over Asia. Okay, I saw several participants from Philippines. There are also participants from Singapore and Malaysia. Okay, and Indonesia. Okay, welcome to all participants. Hopefully in this launching ceremony, we can answer all of your questions about the competition itself, and all the participants could also join as one of the delegates for the OGRA Onduline Green Roof Award 2023. Okay, let us now begin the launching ceremony itself. So first of all, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alisa Natalie. I will be your Masters of Ceremony for this launching ceremony. In this launching ceremony, we will deep dive into what is exactly the OGRA, especially this year OGRA competition that is held in Asia region. So now, before we start, and without any further ado, we will hear the welcoming speech from Mr. Olivier Gului as the Director of Onduline Asia Pacific. For Mr. Olivier, the screen is yours.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I think it's now we have 131 participants, so it's already a good success. And I hope we will have even more files at the end of the competition. So this year we decided to extend the OGRA contest from Indonesia only to all Asia, at least to all Southeast Asia. Because first of all, we were very pleased with the results we found and we got in Indonesia. But I think also it's a good opportunity to share good experiences, good design between countries, especially within Southeast Asia. Because in a way, even if all countries have some differences for sure, but also we are all of us facing the same challenges in terms of how to design now buildings, but as far as we are concerned, more how can we design appropriate, aesthetically good solutions, but also allowing our construction, our buildings to really match the strong evolution of the global warming worldwide. And I think I feel that architects are front runner in bringing solution which ultimately will bring nice housing, nice buildings, nice resorts for occupants, but also will answer the question on how to reduce our carbon footprint, our contribution to consumption of energy from the construction. And I think this contest is already very nice, but I think it's the content as such about green roof and fighting against global warming is becoming more and more critical. And I know that a lot of you are concerned by this topic, and I think it's a good opportunity to have creative design, aesthetic design, but also answering this very important challenge for us, but also for our children. Because if you don't do anything, at some stage it will be more and more difficult to live on the planet. So I wish all of you a very good contest. I will not speak too long. I know we are very much more important than me people to contribute today. But definitely that's my message. I think global warming is critical, and I'm proud that from Onduline and Ondura, we are trying to contribute by this way to help and to find creative design in order to, at our level, to solve or to put a step in solving these very big problems of global warming in the world. So thanks in advance for the contribution for all of you. Thanks in advance for all our jury partners. We will have a chance to meet each other later on. And I think that's all for me today. So I wish you a good day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olivier Goulet, for delivering your opening statement. And we will later on meeting Mr. Olivier again at the presentation and also a talk show. But beforehand, we will also welcoming the three other judges here later on that will be delivering and will be knowing and deepen more about the OGRA Onduline Green Roof Award 2023. Thank you so much, Mr. Olivier. Moving on to the next session, which is one of the main events, the video launching of the Onduline Green Roof Award 2023. So let us begin and watching the video launching of Onduline Green Roof Award 2023. Applause for the launching video of OGRA Onduline Green Roof Award 2023. What an excitement of competition this is, and we will now deepen more into what is initially the competition wants to bring to all the participants, especially this is the first time it has been held for Asia region. And now, moving on to the next session, which is the OGRA Onduline Green Roof Awards introduction. And we will again invite Mr. Olivier Goulet as the directors of Onduline Asia and Pacifics. So for Mr. Olivier Goulet, the screen is yours.
Sorry, I have to reactivate this sound. Yeah. So just before we start, I want just to introduce quickly Onduline Group. So Onduline is part of Onduline Group, which is also now part of, since September, of Kingspan Group. Onduline is a company specialized in roofing and waterproofing, and we have three main companies. Onduline, everybody knows in the region, a German company called Alvitra doing synthetic membranes, so more for waterproofing. And Korotop is our Polish company producing underlay for roofing, essentially for the European market. So next, please. Okay, let's go on, sorry. So you can see typical application of the product. So Onduline pitch roof and lightweight structure. Alvitra is more about synthetic membranes, and then underlay system for Korotop. So we are really international, and basically what makes us together is we really focus on protecting people and the building, but building first and people inside. So our motto is protection above all. And basically, we want to protect buildings and people against external climate problems, especially in the region, water and heavy winds. And just as to remind that Onduline Group has been acquired by Kingspan Group in September 2022. So Kingspan is a big Irish building material company specialized in insulation materials, sandwich panels, water system, and so on. Also very much concerned and focusing on improving the global carbon footprint and to reduce carbon emission in the planet. So definitely we have joined a group which is now even more aligned with all the messages we have been vehiculated through OGRA for the last 10 years now. So it's very good news for us. So as of today, so we have 5 main range of solutions for pitch and flat roof. So Onduline roofing solution, corrugated roofing sheets and ties. Similar product to be used as under roofing systems, essentially under clay and concrete ties. Very much used in the region in China and Malaysia. Then on flat roof, we have our full range of membranes, both bitumen and synthetic membranes. So we are already selling in Philippines and in Indonesia. Our daylight solutions, so we have 3 factories producing polycarbonate in the group. And then we have accessories, components to complete our product. We are 3 international. The company is about 2,000 employees, 34 nationalities, and present in 100 countries. And we are very decentralized in terms of organization. Most of the decisions are made locally. And basically, when you talk about people facing customers and management responsible in all countries, all our countries managers are local, Indonesia, and Philippines, and so on. So we have a solid footprint, 13 factories all over the world. Today we have 1 factory in Asia, in Penang, in Malaysia, so producing our Onduline corrugated sheets. And we just starting the construction of a new factory in Indonesia, located close to Surabaya. And the factory will be producing also Onduline product and will be operational by, let's say, Q3 to 2024. That's it. Okay, go on, please. Same thing, so sorry. Next slide. So in Asia, we have been present since 1985. So as I mentioned, we have 1 factory in Penang and one soon in Indonesia. And today we are present in 8 Asian countries. So Indonesia, China, Philippines, India, Malaysia, Vietnam, Japan, and Thailand. And we have about 200 employees in the region. More than half of them are customers facing employees, so salespeople, customer service. And the remaining is working in the factory. So thanks for your time. And if you have any question about Onduline and Onduline Group, don't hesitate to ask, either to me or to the team. And thanks in advance for your question. And next now.
Okay, for next up, we will have Ms. Reisa Siregar as the OGRA 2023 team leader. So for Ms. Reisa Siregar, the floor is yours. And thank you so much, Mr. Olivier Guloy.
Okay, thank you so much for the time and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your attendance to this launching. Now, I would like to present about the Onduline Green Roof Award that we can call OGRA in 2023. Please, next. Okay, so OGRA is the positive collaboration of the ASEAN countries. We collaborate with the 6 Onduline subsidiary in the Asia. And this is already be the prestige roof design competition since 2013. And also Onduline as the initiator for the architecture design competition with focusing in roof design. We bring this competition with the transparent as our commitment to deliver value design competition. And we build this competition as the inspiration and also to give the appreciation to the architect in the Asia. And also we invite all the professionals to contribute on building better, starting by the design a green sustainability to bring the good concept, right concept for the Asian weathers. Next. Okay, about the competition, this year we have the themes about tropical passive roof design for low energy house. And this competition able for professionals, non-students, the individual as the architect, developer, contractor, or designer. And all the architect can join, come from 6 countries: Indonesia, India, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and also Vietnam. You can register and submit your work at the www.ogra-contest.com. Next. And this is the story behind why we choose the themes about tropical passive roof design for low energy house, because we want to bring the concept about the energy efficiency in building, and then we can give the contributions in the Asia, and also roof design playing very important roles in achieving the energy efficient housing in Asia, because as you know, from the 6 countries, mostly we are is the tropical climates. And also with this competition, we're very concerned about the renewable energy sustainability to contribute to greener future. And next. Okay. For all the participants need to know about the OGRA. How and where we can get more information about OGRA. You can go to the www.ogra-contest.com and you can get all about the information about these competitions, about the terms of the reference, judges criteria and rating percentage. As I mentioned before, we very transparent. And then you can see all the detail, see all the assessment criteria in the website. And also you can go for the register and submit for the artwork in the website. You can take the picture for the barcode and then you can go to our website. And the second, this competition about the idea. No need to build as the real design, but if the design already implemented, is can accept it for the maximum contraction with the lead time is 1 year. But please to highlight, the words has never published in the or enters in any competition. And also we no need to use the Onduline product. You can use any brands, any products to design and then submit. So no need to use the Onduline products. And the last is about the Instagram. You can follow our Instagram to get any information about the competition, and also we have the several events. After this launching, it's a local events, 6 countries, we will have the local event, and also we have the collaboration event also, and we will give the information in our Instagram. Our Instagram is the OGRA official, so please follow to get more information about this competition. And for next. This is the prize and rewards. We have the 5 top for this competition. Is first winner will get the 3,300 USD, and second winner will have the 2,300 USD. Third winner will have the 1,006 USD, and for the fourth and 5 winners will get 1,000 USD. And also all the participants will the submission will be put in the exclusive edition OGRA ebooks for the OGRA 2023, and we will launch this book and distribute to the architects. And also for all the participants will get for the certificate from the OGRA. And we will publish this competition and this winner information by the digital media. And the last is for the first and second winner will be invited as the guest speaker for the Onduline future upcoming event. And also for the last slide, this is the key dates. Please take note. After this launching, we will have the several activity. We will have the webinar and also offline local activity. And for the submission deadline, it will be until 30 August. So you can register before this submission deadline to get the account for the submit, and then you can submit your design until 30 August. And during the September and October, we will have the judgings and awarding. For the process of the judgings, we will choose the top 25. We will publish the top 25 in our social media and also our website, and we'll select for the top 10 presentation. So for the top 10 selection of the design, we'll have the time to present in the front of the judges, and we will choose again for the top 5, and we will have the awarding by offline. So all the top 5 winner will be invited to Indonesia. The place will be informed, and we'll joining with the judges, and we will have the ceremonial by offline for celebrate the awarding. Next. So this is the last presentations for the detail to present about the jury. I forward to the MC, please. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Risa Siregar, for delivering the presentation on the details of the OGRA competition itself. And also, I would like to thank Mr. Olivier Gulli for making a presentation itself for the OGRA Onduline Green Roof Award 2023. And we will now moving on for the introduction of the judges, as the previously Ms. Risa have mentioned. For the first judges in the line, we have Mr. Olivier Gulli as the Onduline Asia and Pacific Director since 2016. He has 25 years of successful experience as a country manager, CEO, and regional director in the building and material industry. And he has also attained a master's degree in chemical engineering and studied marketing in INSEE. Mr. Olivier Gulli is also a president of the construction committee of the European Chamber of the Commerce in Korea, organizing numerous seminars on sustainable development. Moving on, our second judges in line, there is Pak Irfan Prianto. Pak Iwan Prianto is the chairperson of Green Building Council GBC Indonesia since the October 2018. He is certified as a Greenship Professional for Green Building Accredited Professional, accomplished several certified transit architecture design from the LTA, the Land Transport Authority Singapore, and SIA, the Singapore Institute of Architecture, and Senior Environmental Development Program from BCA, the Building Construction Authority in Singapore, and also a certified training in MRT and transit system development conducted by the JICA in Tokyo and Osaka, Japan, and Delhi in Metro, India. And also, Mr. Iwan have gained a lot of cross-industry experiences that has also a Bachelor of Architecture from Parayangan Catholic University and a Master of Business Administration from PPM College of Management. Moving on to our third judges in line, which is Mr. Ivan Priyatman. Mr. Ivan Priyatman is a principal architect and designer from the Artimetric. He attained and went to the University of Washington, Seattle, USA, where he graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Architectural Studies. During his undergraduate study, he was also accepted to the Architecture in Rome program, an intensive architecture studio held in Rome, Italy. He is specializing in making a unique and extraordinary house. He believed that each house should be the culmination of the intensive creative process and interaction behind it. He has also experienced in active and passive design contests. He later obtained the Master of Architecture degree and graduate certificate in building science from the University of Southern California, Los Angeles, USA, where he received the top honor at the graduation. Moving on, last but not least in line, we have Mr. Felino June Palafox Jr. Mr. Felino June Palafox Jr. has 51 years of experience in architect and 48 years in planning. And he also attained the institution like in the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Harvard University. He's a recipient of several international awards. In 2019, he was recognized as the most outstanding professional of the year in the field of environmental planning by the Professional Regulation Commission. Forbes Asia magazine cited him as one of the 48 heroes of the philanthropy in Asia. In November 2017, he was awarded by the JCI Senate of one of the 3 top outstanding Filipinos for the field of architecture. He holds a degree in architecture from the University of Santo Tomas, a master's degree in urban and regional planning from the University of Philippines, and a diploma for the Advanced Management Development Program for Real Estate from Harvard Graduate School of Design. Please welcome our 4 judges in line. Hello, Mr. Felino. Okay, I saw you in a way. Okay, hopefully you can join us real well. And also, thank you so much for the event, even you're in the middle of the transit. Okay, so we will now begin and moving on to the talk show session, which will now begin first for the question for Mr. Iwan. Okay, so for Mr. Iwan, have you joined us today in the session?
Yes, thank you very much for introduction. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Iwan. So we'll now begin the question and answer session. So for each of the judges, I will ask you a question, but first I will go to Mr. Iwan. So for Mr. Iwan, how is the reception of Others Asia's Green Building Council, as we can see that the supports are coming from them?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it is actually for us in the Green Building Society. It is already become the common strategy and most important strategy in the era of combating climate change, that we all are promoting advancing net zero as one of the major strategy to mitigate the climate change. Yeah, but for tropical regions, I think the GBC that coming from tropical region, especially the GBC, the country that have some part of or all part of the country is already part of experiencing a tropical climate. So we have a specific condition. Yeah, since tropical region is not experiencing extreme weather, but mostly we are experiencing high temperatures and humidity. So this become like the major challenge. And also, there are a lot of opportunity, and the most important opportunity for tropical Asian region as the majors is the strategy to promoting natural ventilation while also reducing the thermal gain coming from the building facade and roofs itself. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Iwan, for answering the questions of the challenge itself and how can we see the perspective, the supports. And also, I would like to remind for all participants, if you have any questions for all the judges, you can type down your question in the Q&A box in this Zoom meeting, and we will later read your question to the judges. And also, we will answer your concern about the OGRA Onduline Green Roof Award program. Okay, moving on to the next judges, we have Mr. Olivier. Hello, Mr. Olivier.
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Olivier, I would like to ask, how is exactly Onduline Asia Pacific sees the OGRA as a collaboration between each country?
That's a good question. No, because we have the chance to have a long experience in Indonesia to organize this contest. So we really use the expertise of the team to build up the program this year. And definitely the challenge is now is to transfer this knowledge in all the other 6 countries participating into the competition. So we are activating our network of architects to promote this event. We hope to have probably the first year. We don't dream to have as many candidates and good projects from Indonesia, but we expect at least to have a couple of 50 or 60 projects, interesting projects coming from different countries as a first extension to Asia. And it was quite an interesting challenge and experience to make all marketing managers to work together. They know each other, but in reality, they know because of COVID, we did not meet very much in the last 2 years physically. So it's also a good opportunity for us to recreate the link within the community in Asia, within our community, Onduline community in Asia, and really to do something together and to do something different. And I hope it will be very successful.
Okay, that's really cool of the collaboration itself between Asian country. As we know and previously mentioned, this is the first year OGRA itself held in all over the Asia region with 6 countries in participant, and hopefully we can grow more in the future. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Olivier.
If you have a question and if you want to ask it in Indonesian or any other language, feel free. We will have people who will be able to translate in our organizations. Don't have to be 100% in English.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Olivier. And next up, we will have Mr. Ivan in live. But I will also remind once again for all the participants, if you want to ask the question, make sure to type down your question in the Q&A section in this Zoom meeting. Okay, so for Mr. Ivan, hello. Can you hear us? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. So how important do you think that it is to know about the project surroundings in passive design in particular, as we know you have several experience in the active passive designs competition previously?
Yeah, I think when we come across green building or sustainable building, one of the first questions that clients often ask is this going to be is it going to be causing an increase in the budget? So, and as much as we want to incorporate good passive design or sustainable design, most of our clients usually only look at the final construction costs, the final construction numbers. So it's important for us to know which strategies are most efficient in reducing energy usage in the buildings. And those strategies are commonly known as passive design. Those are strategies that are that we can incorporate into buildings that do not add additional costs to the construction to the construction budget. So I think it's very important that we as architects are able to incorporate passive design strategies as much as we can before moving on to active design strategies or renewable energy and so forth, because I think that's it's the most effective and the most efficient, and it's the most budget friendly to our clients. So I think it's important, and the participants in this competition is given the opportunity to try these passive design strategies. Of course, we have to know the local climate. We have to know the program requirements. We have to know where we are building, where the sun is rising, where the sun is setting, where the wind is coming from. We need to know all of that so that we can be responsible architects, being able to create designs that are environmentally friendly, but not necessarily more expensive.
Oh, okay, thank you so much for the answer, Mr. Ivan. If I could assume, this is also the indicator of three P's: people, planet, and also the prices itself for the passive design as the foundation. Thank you so much for the answer.
You're
And
welcome.
last but not, thank you. Last but not least, we will move on to the Mr. Archibald Fox. Hello, Mr. Fox. Am I audible to you?
I
Okay.
can hear you. I'm moving. I'm in transit. Yeah, but I can hear you there. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Take care. So hopefully you can clearly hear my voice. So my question is, how do you see the OGRA as a leap of their career, especially for young aspiring architects or designers?
Yeah, young architects, designers, even older ones, we really have to address planet Earth, people, planet Earth. And I agree with the comments that we should start with passive cooling and so on. And especially our part of the world, we don't have snow and so on. We have a lot of sunlight. Even in design of buildings, we should maximize as much practicable natural light and ventilation. And we used to have that in our indigenous architecture, and even before oil was discovered. But nowadays, 25 years ago, we talk about world class, state of the art. Now it's sustainability. And we should all learn that. But we also have to educate our clients because green architecture, green buildings, they should look at the life cycle cost. It's not just the initial cost. And over time, a couple of years, you can recover you have return on investment. So should be before 2000, I signed up with the Americans of Architects at buildings that and we walk the talk. We break off from projects if they have negative impact in the environment and so on. And it's a way of we architects, even our own buildings or houses, we should be the exemplars, not the exempt. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Felino, for the great answer. Hopefully, all the participants here are excited as well to join the OGRA Onduline Green Roof over 2023. And moving on to the next question. This is the question for all the judges. So please, I will remind one of the judges to answer this question for all the judges. The first question itself, why architects and professionals have to join the competition for the Onduline Green Roof Award 2023? Maybe this question I will give her for Mr. Olivier first to answer this question.
Why? Because I think it's always good to confront these ideas, whatever of design, with peers, and to see if it's in a way of a free win, completely free, because it requires time and energy from the architect. But it's a good way to check we're on the right track with all the concepts you have in mind to do proper passive roof design, for instance. And I think it's a great opportunity for an architect to check himself where he stands and to learn from others, because that's only by confronting ourselves with ideas of others that we will be better and we will enrich our own creativity. I think for me, that's one of the key benefits of this competition: sharing experience, sharing design ideas.
Okay, that's a really great answer. So participants, make sure. And do you have any tips for the participants itself, as you have so many experience in this field of building and architecture?
I'm probably not the right one to answer because I'm not an architect. So I think we have great jury who has much more experience than me in architecture. So I think it's probably better that they answer the question.
Oh, okay. Okay. So moving on to the next judges. Thank you so much, Mr. Olivier. Maybe from Mr. Iwan or Mr. Palafox, from Mr. Ivan first. Mr. Ivan, do you have any tips for the participants, as we seen this is a really great and important competitions to be joined?
Yeah, okay. I think I need to also explain regarding your first question about why architects should involve in this kind of competition.
But this is Mr. Iwan, right? So maybe we can change the screen to him, please.
Oh yeah.
Yes, was for Mr. Iwan. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Pak Ivan. Yeah. Things are, if we talk about passive design, that is the role of the architects, is the most important professionals, and also the landscape architect, if I have to add. But of course, architect is the most important professional that involved and we're gonna be provide a solution for the society in terms of reducing all the energy consumption needed, and also at the same time provide adaptive thermal comfort. Yeah, provide the thermal comfort and also the healthy situation. That is integrated part of this kind of passive design solution. So it is the role of the architect. And architect from Asian countries, especially in the tropical area, suppose we should be the center of state of the art of tropical passive design solution. So therefore, if not us who really try to elaborate this kind of competence, then nobody will take care about this. So we always just like transforming or just adopting the copycat of four seasons solution to tropical climate. So this is very ironic. Yeah. So that is my answer to first question. And your second question, what is the tips? Yeah. The tips, since we are talking only about design, we're not talking about already erected buildings. So please, one thing for sure, you please, the participants, don't just give us a qualitative arrangement of the design, but also a quantitative. Simulate as far as possible. Yeah, if you can create a simulations, better, because we need some kind of evidence. And evidence we cannot have before the building itself already operates. Therefore, we need a model. And the more realistic the model, and the more quantitative the model, so we can expect the design will give also the better result and more according to the outcome that we expect. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Iwan. Oh, maybe for the next question for Mr. Ivan. Okay, so there's a similarity of the pronunciation, but that's okay. For Mr. Ivan now, Mr. Ivan Priyatman. So what do you think for architect, the senior architects one who participate, what has to be taken account for their submission itself?
Well, I think the more senior architects mean that they have more experience in architecture, and that's a good thing. But it's sometimes the more sometimes the more experience we have, the more reluctant we are to try new things. The more we are our minds are set into default when designing something. So I think joining this kind of competition is really benefiting for the more senior architects to kind of like step back and maybe not maybe try your ideas that you have maybe years ago that we never tried in the real life projects. Maybe it's a good time to rethink about whether or not what we are doing so far is actually responsible design, is actually responsible architecture. And maybe it's a time to reflect also, and also to maybe it's a good opportunity for the more senior architects to kind of challenge yourselves again, how far we can go with making our projects as green as possible, and hopefully learn from this competition, from doing this competition, learn new things that can be beneficial to our to our future career, to our future practice. So I think it's a great opportunity for everyone, young and old, junior and senior architects, so that we can be more in tune with grounding our designs back to the context, which is the earth. We're always building on the earth, and we need to be responsible as designers, how to make how we can make our buildings environmentally responsible.
Okay, that's really cool. So as we know, this competition is for all ages. So senior, junior, any ages could join this competition and make sure it will be beneficial for them as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Ivan, for the answer. The same question I will be asking as well for Mr. Palafox. Okay, so Mr. Palafox.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with all the principles that have been put forward: green, sustainable, resilient, and so on. But if I may share, I had modesty aside. My younger days, I've been winning international design competitions, and it brought me to 40 countries, 1,800 projects in 40 countries. Because of those international competitions, I was fortunate enough to win some of them in my younger days. And there were times that I was the only Asian invited, and fortunate enough to have won them. So I encourage even young architects, as mentioned by Mr. Ivan, it's opportunity to reimagine, rethink, re-architecture, redesign, re-engineer, and you think not just because without competition, you think in absolute terms, but with competition, you think in relative terms, and the competitive spirit will bring you to several countries. And I'm not that young. I'm already practicing architect for 51 years in 40 countries, because in my younger years, I've been winning design competitions. Thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you so much, Mr. Valinoju Palafox, for the great answer. We can see the experience from Mr. Palafox itself, 51 years in the field of building and construction methods. Wow, that's a really great, and what a senior you are. So thank you so much. And the next question, we have another question for Mr. Ivan. For Mr. Ivan Priyatman, the innovative passive and roof system strategy is one of the main points for judging criteria. What are the scopes that needed to be presented in the artwork itself for you?
Okay, when we are talking about passive roof design for tropical climate, of course the challenge in tropical climate is the hot and humid weather. I think when I say that, it's quite relevant in Indonesia, in the Philippines, in Singapore, Malaysia, India. I think we have the same type of climate. Well, not exactly the same, but in general, our climate is hot and humid. So how do we make good use of the hot and humid weather, or how can we make that that weather or the climate more friendly to us? So the function of a house is of course is to create better comfort for the occupants of the building from the climate. So how do we take one element of the building, which is the roof, and use that to help us creating comfort inside the building? So for example, in the tropical climate, two things are for sure in passive design. Two things are really needed: natural ventilation and natural lighting. How can the roof be our tool to incorporate natural lighting and natural ventilation in the building? And then maybe um, a different aspect that is worth looking at, since we are in tropical climate, we have more precipitation than other areas of the planet. So precipitation is a natural resource that we can rainwater is natural resource that we can get, that we can garner and use for 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 flushing the toilet, for example, for landscaping, for irrigation. So how can the roof be a tool to collect rainwater, to harvest rainwater and use it for everyday use, so that we can decrease the amount of fresh water, the amount of potable water that 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 we use inside the building. So we see the roof as an element of the building that we can use as a tool to achieve these ideas.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ivan Priyatman, for the answer. We may now moving on to the next judges because I have several more questions. The first one for Mr. Olivier. So, Mr. Olivier, does Onduline has renewable solutions that may be applied to the project, even though maybe it is not a mandatory as we seen in the previous criteria?
Sorry, what is the question? No, can you not hear well your question? Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Okay, sorry, I will repeat once more the question. So, does Onduline has renewable solutions that may be applied on the project, but even though we've seen in the previous criteria that it is not a mandatory to use the Onduline products, but do you think it has the renewable solution?
Yeah, I think it's definitely first when you talk about passive roofing, and I think it was clearly mentioned also by all the other participants. It's basically how you design your roof, taking into account the environment to minimize the impact of the sun, of hot air, to have natural ventilation, to have more natural lighting. So definitely Onduline has, in a way, our raw material, our sheets are made of 50% of renewable recycled products. So in a way, it's already part of our contribution. But definitely, I think it's thanks to this flexibility and the fact that we can use very light structure is very well adapted, for instance, to do solution to allow natural ventilation, for instance, because we have a lightweight structure, we can have easy circulation below the tiles. So I think it's a good solution. We are also producing as Onduline polycarbonate and solution, which is a good solution for natural lighting. But we are not the only one. I think it's, once again, I think it's, we like to promote our solution, but it should be also an opportunity to promote other ideas, other materials. From if architects are having better ideas, it's also good for us because it might trigger some good improvement for our product and good ideas for us to develop in the future. But for sure, yeah, we can do our share on that passive house, passive roof design contribution.
Okay. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, hopefully the material could be useful as well for other participants in the Onduline Green Roof Awards 2023. Thank you so much, Mr. Olivier. Moving on to the next judges that I want to ask. For Mr. Iwan. Mr. Iwan, the Iwan Priyanto. Yes, okay, Mr. Iwan. So, what is the landed house concept that is sustainable for a low energy house?
Yeah, actually, if we talk about sustainable, landed house itself already very challenging because landed house means that a low-rise house. So it already occupy a non-efficient part of land because we are not sharing the land for the second level and the third level and fourth level and so on and so forth. So therefore, we have to ensure the landed house is very efficient in so many ways. Yeah. Because it has a privilege to have their own land for their own purpose, yeah, for their own for their own needs, yeah. So therefore, better to incorporate any possible any possible solution and method to ensure that the energy is very low, the resources that should be absorbed by this landed house is also very low, and also it creates a lot of comfort within a very limited space. So the smallest the landed house is the best if we can provide a solution that also still can ensure the living quality is there. Yeah, thank you very much.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Iwan Prianto. Hopefully the delegates and the participants could take the key takeaways of what Pak Iwan has stated previously. Thank you so much. The next question, we will moving on to Mr. Iwan. As we seen for Mr. Ivan. Okay. For Mr. Ivan Priyatman, as we've seen, one of the criteria for the judging process is the performance of passive roof design concept that are suitable for tropical climate conditions must also be explained well quantitatively using the simulations or formulas. What do you think? Could you elaborate more or explain what is exactly your expectations throughout this criteria of the passive roof design that is explained well in quantitatively?
Yeah, I think quantitatively means that it needs to be based on research. It needs to be based on prior understanding of the inner working of the house, of the climate. So of course it has to start with some kind of climate analysis, where the wind is coming from, where the sun is rising, what is the temperature during the day, and whether or not that temperature is comfortable enough. Do we need additional air conditioning, or do we need how do we design the house so that we can minimize the use of air conditioning or active design as much as possible? So that has to start with climate analysis. After the climate analysis, then we can start to design the house. We can start to design to pick the strategies that we want to utilize in the house. And after that, test those strategies. Is it working? So those kinds of testing can be done through energy modeling, through CFD analysis for natural ventilation and so forth. So that's what we mean by quantitative analysis, meaning that the design needs to be tested and proven before it's being, in real life, before it's being built. So we have to have some kind of climate analysis, and then energy modeling, CFD analysis, to try to test out those strategies.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ivan Priyatman, for the answer. Hopefully the participants could take that notes of that criteria and could really fulfill the expectation from Mr. Ivan itself. And also, I would like to remind for all the participants, if you have any questions further after this talk show, after this launching ceremony, don't forget to contact your country representative at the OGRA-contest.com on our website. So once again, if you have any questions towards our competition of Onduline Green Roof Award 2023, please make sure you can easily contact your country representative on our website, OGRA-contest.com. Okay, so moving on, maybe could be like a closing statement or a words message for all the participants as we're moving forward to our closing of this launching ceremony. Maybe the first one, I will give the floor to Mr. Iwan Prianto. Could you share any words or any message for the future participants?
Okay, thank you very much. I think this competition about tropical passive roof design, it is clearly stated that we need to, or the participants need to show the building performance expectation Yeah, we are not just about a design performance, only design in means of aesthetic design performance, but we need to, you have to also perform to show, to demonstrate it, simulate any possible things, scientific based building performance. Because at the end of the day, it is about the human who will occupy this house. Yeah, and the roof is like a head to our sorry, it's a head for our head. Yeah, so it is very important to protect our head. Therefore the roof is very important, is one part of the building. Yeah, hopefully the participant can give us a lot of various solution, various and creative innovative solution to this competition. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Iwan Priyanto. Hopefully, we could also share and fulfill the expectation. And also from the other judges, maybe we could go for Mr. Olivier Gului. Do you have any words, message, or encouragement to the participants?
I encourage participants to participate. I think-
Any message, any encouragement as well you could give to the future participants?
No, I think that's the, one thing which is sure for me is when you look at design and literature about buildings and you find a lot of things about what to do in temperate countries, but you don't find so many things about tropical countries. And in a way, I think it's a bit solutions are very different. We already talked about, and I think it's in a way the space is much more open. So you have probably much more creativity, much more things to invent in that part of the world. And we have the talent, and I think it's an opportunity for you to show that you can come with really creative ideas, which later on will make a difference. Once implemented, will make a difference in the region, because the open field is still quite very open. So don't be shy, just try, and at best you win. At worst, you will have participated, but at least you will learn something from the experience. So just do it.
Okay, just keep trying and be creative. Thank you so much, Mr. Olivier Goulet, for your closing statement. Next up, I would like to hear from Mr. Paula Fox. Could you give us any words, message, or maybe encouragement for the future participant? Okay. Okay, there is a little bit of technical issues. Next up, we will hear from Mr. Ivan Priyatman. Could you give us any words, message, or encouragement for the future participants?
Well, I think again, I think it's a really good opportunity for us to challenge ourselves with designing a hypothetical house, but we can design it as much as we can. So maybe those ideas that was never realized in our real life projects, we can pour them over here, and then we can see that our ideas might come through to fruition in this competition. So good luck, and I wish you a good time in this competition. And I'm looking forward to all of your projects. I'm looking forward to great projects, just like 3 years ago. We had a lot of the outcome of the projects are really strong, and I'm positive that this year will be just as strong or even stronger, because we have opened this competition to other countries as well. So looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ivan. Hopefully there's a lot of really creative participants as well this year. And maybe lastly, if Mr. Palafox, could you join us? Oh, okay. There's still a technical issue. It's okay. Thank you so much for all the judges who have participated in the talk show session for the launching ceremony of the Onduline Green Roof Award 2023. Hopefully, all the information could be attained by all the participants. But don't forget, if you still have any more questions,
You are muted.
okay. Thank you so much for the reminder. Yes, once again, thank you so much for all the judges who have participating and also answering several questions. There's a really great and excitement session. Hopefully, it is also an insightful one for our participants, our future participants. And once again, if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to contact your country representative on our website, ograstripcontest.com. Thank you so much for all the participants, judges, and people here. And as we're coming to the last session, I would like to also thank the Green Building Council, the GBC, from Indonesia, India, Malaysia, and Philippines, and also our media partner at Archify. And please don't forget to register our competition as we have launched it today at our website, ograstripcontest.com. And please stay connected to our social media on Instagram at OGRA Official. Once again, thank you so much for coming to all participants and judges. Don't forget to join our program, participate in our competition, because if we'll never try how we know. Thank you so much. I'm Alisa Natalie. I'm sorry and apologize if there is a mistake. And lastly, I would like to invite all of the participants to turn on your camera as we want to have a photo session for this ending section. So please, for all participants, you could join us and turn on your camera, but please stay muted so we can make the session more conducive. Okay, so we've seen several participants who have opened up their camera. We'll wait until about 5 to 7 seconds for all participants to join us. Okay, we saw several participants from all over the Asia country and region. Hopefully, this will be the future winner of the Onduline Green Roof Award 2023. Okay, I saw several participants already. Okay, so are we ready yet? Okay, we will still waiting. 3, 2, 1. Okay, wait, I will take the picture for all the participants. Don't forget to put your best smile in 3, 2, 1. Okay, one more time. Please put your best smiles. Okay, our operators ready? Okay, in 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for all the participants and once again to the judges for joining us today. Don't forget to join our competition and register at our website, ograstripcontest.com. Please don't forget to stay connected on our social media, which is Instagram and